Good day, lords and ladies of the internet. I am your host, the Parafox Archangel, the English gentleman of the internet, and I welcome you back to the library of Ruina, where I've done a little prepping, and we're prepped. We have a Netzach that's endured versus piercing. We have a, I can't pronounce that name, which is endured versus slashing and piercing. We've got Oscar's page, which I managed to get from the books I looted from Oscar from the last round, which has been quite nice because it means I've got him. But it's very ironic. He's got slash mastery and whatnot, considering. Yeah. And then we got Guardsman, who's just using a gun, because the only gun page that isn't weak to piercing is the ones that can only use guns. So, hopefully they're not going to die immediately. Also, I had to refarm Salvador, which was a bitch, because I can't roll more than a fucking 1! So, here we are. We are ready. We are going to murder them! Because we have so many dice available to us. Don't we? Yes, yes. Why are you all attacking him? This is the exact problem I had last time. The fact you seem to love focus fire. Well, no one's attacking him. Or him. And then you've got 4 attacks on you, because legitimacy. Let's see if that works for anything. Okay? Okay. You, Salvador person, you've got no one attacking you. You know what that means? It means you're attacking one of these people. You've got Sky Clearing Clash. Brilliant. That's one of the abilities that I installed on you specifically for this fight, because I am fed up with collision. That ability can go to hell. You can also get Sky Clearing Cut. You get +3 offensive power on offensive dice on the first round. So you know what? You're not endured versus piercing damage. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. And you know what? Because you get an extra attack, you can just use it on him. Because it's Oscar, the big guy, that we kind of probably want to deal with. Or Philip. Him too. I love how I can't roll higher than the fucking minimum number so much of the time in clashes. And yet there are so many buffs which are all about win clashes to gain such and such effect. Well, game, I need to be able to win the clash for that to happen, don't I? Yes! And to do that, you need to make the number system fair, so that I stop rolling the absolute bloody minimum every single bloody time. Okay? Okay. Let's try this now. Please? Please. What do I see? I see fucking bullcrap. As I always do. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! Of course you roll the highest. Of course I can't roll a high. Of course I can't roll as fucking high. I expect more than a 5. Thank you. Of course. I can't win this because RNG fucking hates me. And with a game like this, which is highly RNG orientated, there's not much I can do. I love strategy, but I really hate it when RNG just removes any and all strategy from a game. Something. Because the RNG just hates you that badly. Alright. Big man in the middle is very, very hurt. So, what we need to do this turn is frankly do what we can to murder said bastard. Infinitely. Okay. Let's do this. First the guns. Bang, bang, and dodge. Good. Slice, slice. Good, I expect that to happen. I expect you to do better than that. Oscar loses 6 HP because he's bleeding. He's got 4 HP. And honestly, I can just ignore him because he's just going to bleed out this turn. Glorious. That's what I like to see. So, who else can I murder? You're doing that a big ability, are you? Well, I suppose I could zap you in retaliation. As I say, I'm ignoring you. And then you... that one. Okay? Okay, go. Yes. Yes. Of course. Goodbye. I expect you to do better than that! Okay. You're now staggered. Meaning, that's your job. Murder her. You're doing that big annoying ability. You can daring decision that in retaliation. And then you can attack him with that. You are getting regretted. So, Cumulus Wall it. Or do you have something better? Frankly, you're better just because you've got more... what's it called? Stagger. You're counteracting that, and you're attacking that, and you're killing that one. You know what? That should do fine. Goodbye! And... fuck you! Finally, good news! Right, it should be over now, shouldn't it? Goodbye, Philip. Leave Pamela to die. Oh, Jesus Christ! The big ability did nothing? I mean, she's still dead, but still. Okay, Netzakti, you're basically full health this time, which is significantly better than what we did in the last fight. So I hope you're ready. Philip! Bring it on. I won't run. I just can't wait and see anymore. You look pretty slow, Philip, which I think is the main thing. Right. You are weak, you are resistant to bludgeoning and nothing else. Okay. We can work with that. We can work with that. What we need to do is stagger you. How do we stagger you? A very good question, actually. An extremely good question. We don't need to use things like the Crack of Dawn until after. You reduce all damage taken by 5. Meaning if we don't do at least 5 damage or inflict something with our attacks, there's not really any point to us doing anything that we do with our attacks. This one bleeds, so that's kinda different. And also, now that I think about it, why am I defending against you? You burn us when we hit you. We take burn each round, which is already obvious. Which one's Insomnia? You're Insomnia. You need to actually defend against stuff because you need to get some energy points so that we can get the next tier of our whatchamacallit. Doesn't matter if they're good or bad, you just need some. Alright, all attacks are currently on Insomnia. Something we can work with. Right. Go. Good. 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 We're doing a lot of stagger damage to him right now. Right. Echoes from beyond. Maybe. Maybe. Definitely don't want pleasure. Honestly, taking echoes from beyond might be really good, given how much stagger resist he has right now. So you know what? Everyone takes a bunch of burn damage. That's fine. We know that. We understand that. But now we need to just deal a bunch. I'm going to save that for the next round when he's probably staggered. It could be considered quite literally now or never for the staggering. Although we could do it next round in which he would actually get a good amount of stagger on. You know what? I'm fine with what we're doing right now. We're not good at recovering cards after all. That was a good amount of... He has 4 stagger left. You know what? That is perfect. Because you're going to attack him like that, doing at least 4 damage, which will deal all the stagger damage. On successful hit, inflict 2 burn to the target. Well, guess what? He's not going to do a successful hit, because he's gonna bloody die. Should I save that for this round or next round? Next round. When he's actually bleeding. Or... what am I calling thing? Just go. Boom! Staggered. Now we murder! The man is staggered. This is our best opportunity. People. Deal as much damage with as many abilities as you are physically able. Go! Kill the bastard that is Philip! Poof! Wait, why? I have to finish this! Did he disappear? Obtain 2 copies of Combat Page Searing Sword. Okay. I mean, we got a ton of experience for all that, so I'm good with that. Whoa. What was up with that Philip kid? When did he get such a high-performing workshop gear? No, not even the workshops could make equipment as good as that. This actually reminds me of that guy. Ego. That appears to be ego. Ego? You mean the ego, as in someone's consciousness? It's a silly wordplay. They're essentially the same thing. The shell of one's ego, it's a physical manifestation of the mind. What? The mind physically brought about? That sounds too vague to be a real thing that could happen. It was the singularity of L-Corp, although the process was different. While L-Corp extracted ego deliberately, Philip must have manifested his thanks to the influence of the White Knights. Thanks to the influence of the White Knights in Dark Days. Yeah, I understand somewhat now. Put the brakes on the train of thought, on your train of thought for a moment. You mean anyone can just extract powerful equipment like that from their mind, free of charge? Don't rush me. This is also my first time seeing it manifest this way. If you were so cautious, you shouldn't have let him get away. I didn't know that Coot could... I didn't know that Coot would put that kind of device on him. Old man Oscar's still not honest to himself. You seem to have a number of old friends. Well, yeah. They're seasoned veterans with mountains of experience. It's hard not to run into them at least once or twice as a fixer, you know? Urban Nightmare! This is gonna be good. Scene 5. Urban Nightmare. The dream has shattered. The tower has collapsed. L-Corp. The White Nights and Dark Days, the Distortion, and the Library. With this, those four have been confirmed to be closely associated with each other. It caught me off guard. Who would have expected the Library of all places to be a key factor of the White Nights and Dark Days? And the Library's location has finally been clearly determined. It's as if the Library is revealing more of itself the more dangerous it is considered. The building shimmering like a mirage in the midst of a fog surrounding the nest of L-Corp. Those who tried to approach it got lost in the mist. We should prepare ourselves soon enough, since that mirage is slowly becoming a reality as the fog is clearing up. That means, yes, we have received an official document. As of today, the library is designated an urban nightmare by the Manor Association HQ. Think you're getting closer? To what? The freedom you've been yearning for, I mean. I don't know. The one book is steadily on its way to completion, though. Is that book really gonna resolve everything magically for you? The library quite literally holds infinite possibilities. Every possible combination of letters is written inside the books. But mere fragments of those possibilities are worthless on their own. With the help of the invitation, I can navigate the countless possibilities and reach the ones I need for the one perfect book. As I weave the books and the light following the invitation's lead, I will complete the one absolute book. I will create the book that contains all the answers I seek. That doesn't sound impossible, theoretically. I'm not just hanging on to theoretical possibilities. I could learn a lot from seeing the various sides of the city in the process of creating the one book. This has its own meaning. Then I realize once again that without the book there's no way to find the answer from this city. What do you mean, you can't find the answer from the city? I learned one thing from reading all the books of the inhabitants of this city thus far. No one is truly free in the city. Every person is chained to something. Not a single thing appears to be done out of free will. Fixers obey their officers, and those officers obey the associations, even if they know full well that their orders might get them killed. The same goes for the syndicates. Everyone is heading somewhere, but no one knows where, and no one can decide where to go. They're all drifting along with the flow. I thought money could get you anything in the city, including freedom and whatever. They could be free, but they aren't. They actually seem to shun freedom. They want to belong to something that isn't themselves. They like to define themselves with the organization they belong to, or validations made by others. Their essence is so fragile, they can't specify their own identity without encasing themselves in such a shell. Yes, this must be what the disease of the mind was all about. I was imprisoned underground and exploited for the freedom of the people of the city, after all. Taking away my freedom so that others can be free. to spread his enlightenment to the rest of the city.
Talking about your previous occupation, huh?
I am. I actually want to crush everything to dust at this point. I want to ruin it all. What about my freedom? Who will hold the responsibility for creating me and then carelessly leaving me to suffer? I sometimes want to just forget everything. The library, the one book, all of it. Do you know how it feels to be denied since the very moment you were born? I do. I'm painfully aware. Because that's how my creator treated me. I would have loved for him to at least tell me what I did wrong. All I could see of him was a pair of cold eyes without a single speck of expectation and a quiet remark. A tiny whisper ordinary humans couldn't have heard. It's only a machine. I can still remember that moment so vividly as if it happened seconds ago. I curse my memory. I curse this body that hears words I don't want to listen to. I curse this head that reminds me of things I don't want to remember.
He sounds like a nasty person. If he needed a machine to serve repetitive tasks, why did he bother breaking the ethics amendment to create you with a human emotions and everything?
I wasn't exactly born with the capability to feel emotions. It slowly awakened inside me over monotonous repeats. No, perhaps the truth is that he designed me so my emotions would awaken over time. Perhaps because the repetitive tasks needed emotions. He needed something that could form an independent response to slight variations in the ever-repeating script, all the while enduring eons of time. Something he could keep in control so that he wouldn't try to deviate from the script. It wasn't a human-like machine that he needed. He needed a human with the properties of a machine. You'll never know how many desperate struggles I made to stomach the cycle.
Who's being?
Closing my eyes. All I could do in the endless stream of moments I didn't want to see but had to witness was shut my eyes. Oh my gosh! That's why Angela's image in the lobotomy corp is basically always with her eyes closed. Because she doesn't want to witness any of it anymore. I wonder if they planned that originally. I wonder if they planned that design originally. Because Angela always has her eyes closed. Was that just to give off the original aspect and they've just added it into here? Or was that always the case? Of that she just didn't want to witness it anymore? That was the least and most I could do to resist it.
Real nasty. But hey, that role you were forced to play did wrap up somehow. You can think about what to do next now, right?
Are you telling me to just forget about the past and move on? Try to be more attentive before you jabber nonsense. I can never forget. Keeping my eyes closed couldn't protect me anymore. Even a moron would have been able to envision exactly what would happen and what kind of face everyone would make after so much time. Every second of that was inscribed into my memory, slowly and painfully. I can't forget anything once I've seen it. I still remember everything so vividly. That's why I can't forgive that man. He who left without tying up any loose ends with me. The man who created me on a whim and then let my life be crushed under the weight of time.
Nah, who am I to tell you to leave the past behind or anything?
I think I said that wrong.
Nah, who am I to tell you to leave the past behind or anything? I'm just suggesting you think about your next move. It can provide a little bit of support for you at least. Kinda like making a fence around yourself. It's gonna serve as a floor to fall back on in your never-ending plot of vengeance.
I didn't think you'd care that much for me.
It's ultimately for myself, really.
Still, it seems evident that I'm heading somewhere, seeing as my body is undergoing changes. My mechanical exterior is turning to flesh, and the blood has started to course through it. I still have a long way to go to reach the one book, though.
Could you actually be becoming a human?
That seems to be the case, although it's not quite perfect yet. Perhaps I could become a genuine human at the end of this journey. When I do, I could forget so many things so easily, free from the deluge of memories drowning me. If I can let all the unwanted memories slide away, then I may think about what to do next, like you said.
I wonder if she'll just die. I wonder if Angela will just die immediately. You know? Well, we've still got another floor. And I don't have any musicians of Bremen. Probably because I burnt them. No, wait, I didn't even get any musicians of Briu. I just got the originals. Well, damn, now I need to do a story. RBR. BRB even. And we're back. So, we have the book of the musicians of Bremen. So let's just go ahead and see what this story is all about. So continuation to the musicians. So Director! How could this even be considered tolerable?
Suppress your feelings and remind yourself, money, fame, and power rule this world.
He may be a color, but that does not excuse the severity of a fixer who doesn't even belong to our association, setting us all up. He's doing it so blatantly, too.
So what? Are you going to betray the association, kill branch manager Thelma, and then kill the blue reverberation for our freedom? I don't see a way out of this. I heard even the smiling faces are involved.
This is rotten to the core. Director, what has become of the core values of the She? The very identity of our association?
If you want to overthrow the system, have patience. And sharpen your strength. There is nothing we can do in our current state.
The director is right. We can't do anything about it right now.
Damn it! She's leaving us all! She's leaving us all with these dangerous requests, knowing that we're fatigued.
Director Eugen will rise to become president of the She one day. We'll be able to shake up this corrupted system once that time comes.
We are Section 2. Our role is to simply take care of the tasks given to us.
Director, we've been dealing with urban nightmare class cases for 10 consecutive days. Taking out the patriarch of the Naraku, that'll do, the Naraku clan, the retrieval of Oblivion ingots, the destruction of the fragment from beyond, demolishing the thin beef skirt factory, and eliminating the captain of the Steel Comrades just yesterday. We had to resolve all these requests in the last 10 days without even a break. We normally shouldn't be handling more than one such case per week.
Most fixers of the southern branch's Section 2 have already died. And none of those who survived are in good enough condition to proceed with another request, including us. We're on the brink of breakdown, both physically and mentally. You've seen how Section 3 and its associate officers got wiped out in a wave of unreasonable requests, and the same thing is happening to us now.
The most of all, your condition is looking worse than any of us, Director Eugen. You stood at the front and fought more valiantly, I don't know what that word is, than anyone to keep others from getting hurt.
Broken parts can be mended, and wounds can be sewn up. Your injuries are simply too severe to be healed up in a day or two, Director. Everyone in Section 2 has suffered damage that would take much longer than a few days to recover. In fact, unless we had K-Corp's singularity or something. You worry too much. We'll handle the library request just like any other requests we've done so far. Director Eugen! Even if we were to handle this job successfully, they'll still hand us yet another more absurd cases.
Valentine has a point. We might have to receive endless requests until Section 2 is annihilated and you are killed, Director.
I do have plans. In the end, the root of this matter lies with the Blue Reverberation. We aren't heading to the library simply to obey our superiors' orders. Our objective is to retrieve the books of the musicians of Bremen. They're what we need to uncover the Blue Reverberation's plots.
What do you mean?
I received a tip-off that the person who appeared to be the leader of a syndicate named the Musicians of Bremen spoke with the Blue Reverberations some time ago. Are you suggesting that the books of the musicians could contain information about the Blue Reverberation? We will at least be able to find out what he is conspiring.
Then the reason you sent Full Stop Office to assassinate the Church of Gears was also...
I understand your intention, but acquiring that information isn't going to be the end of it. What exactly are you planning to do?
I will take my own measures once this request is done. Can we actually trust this, Director? Can you promise us that you aren't going to harm yourself for the sake of Section 2?
You've always been so self-sacrificing, Director.
You can count on me. I know my own life matters. We can't turn the tide if we're dead. Gather up the ones who can still move and fight. We don't want to bring anyone who will only prove to be a burden there.
Understood. She's still honest to a fault.
She? That was a woman?
Oops.
Are you really sure you're just a small, no-name fixer? Even I can tell that your connections are simply too broad and deep for a mediocre fixer at this point.
To answer your question, yes. I'm only a grade 9 fixer. That's after I fell to rock bottom in a turn of events, though. I used to be a common fixer, really.
Is that so? What grade were you before then?
Would you believe me if I said I was a kick-ass grade 1 fixer?
It's honestly hard to believe, but if you say so.
Well, that was a lot less distrust than I expected. Anyway, I was just an ordinary fixer who mostly collected intel. That's why I got so many connections. I can only put up a decent fight now thanks to the new body you gave me, and the library's powers.
You said trust is important in this business, right? Is it okay to see an acquaintance of yours die like that?
It's unfortunate to see him struggle, yeah. Here's the thing, though. We only saw things from their perspective. You think they're free from blame of killing other people who struggled for life and fought for change?
I suppose not.
That's how it is. Someone they killed must have been in circumstances as unfortunate as theirs. Well, unless they weren't. Point is, there's no way for everyone to be equally happy. It's a matter of perspective.
So they opt to simply do their work without ever trying to get to know each other.
Everyone has their own stories. But we can't give up ours for the sake of someone else's. Like what we're doing. That's that, and this is this.
We've done all the first aid we could give. Director,
focus on the work for now. We'll take care of what we can first.
Greetings, dear guests.
Greetings, I am Eugen, Director of She Section 2. Introduce yourselves, everyone.
I should be doing a female voice for her, apparently.
Huh? But when someone greets us, it's only polite for us to greet them back, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. I am Tenma, Associate Fixer in Section 2 of the She.
Valentine, Associate Fixer in the Section 2 of the She.
I am Angela, the Director and Librarian of my role's namesake. I came here through the invitation to acquire the books that are said to be here. Then may you find your books in this place, dear guests.
Okay, so we're...
After an ally dies, gain 1 strength and 1 endurance, each scene for the rest of the act. Stacks up to 3 times. Starts battle with 75% less HP.
Thank God! Thank God!
Let's see. You're endured to slashing, are you? Weak to bashing. Well, I'm definitely not prepared to fight that. But I've got 2 books spare, and we still get the books for killing you. So, in the end, what's the harm? What kind of damage do you all deal? Mostly slashing, it looks like. On hit, if HP is at 25% or lower, restore 1 light. On clash start, deal 5 damage to self, all dice gain +2 power. If at 25% or lower HP, so your cards all revert around you being damaged, right? And you're all mostly slashing, but you're also mostly endured to slashing. So you know what? We'll use these guys, because they're endured to slashing, and yeah. Let's do it. Come on, Team Hod. We need you bleeding the hell out of everyone. This has to be part of some conspiracy we aren't aware of. It doesn't make any sense otherwise. I agree with the others. I'm too tired to get this job done. This has to be... Yep. We just need to remove our targets as always. Let's not complain about it. Okay, so what are you doing? You're attacking them, you're attacking them, you're attacking them, and you're attacking them. Fuck! Alright, well, take the shot is probably the best bet. You're gonna take a lot of damage, pal. You're about to take a lot of damage. But, in exchange, we can hurt them a lot too. So... what are you doing? Deal self, dice gain whatchamacallit. Well, I can do a cumulus wall, making sure I can, block it. You are going to intercept them. Somehow. Probably just an accumulus wall, just because. It's one of the best things to do. You deal bonus damage, no matter how much... What? You deal bonus bleed per thing. So you're gonna go hit them. For a lot. Alright, let's see how this goes. Shoot! Does damage. Shoot! Does damage. Shoot! Doesn't deal damage. Don't know what I expected. Okay, good. They may take reduced damage, but the thing is, so do we. And that our damage causes them to bleed, which means overall, they take more damage. For instance, this person's got 2 attack and 11 bleed, meaning no matter what, they're taking 22 damage. We really don't exactly have the best setup. Well, you dodged an attack. And you did some damage. And then you've hit. Shyness.
really need to work on someone actually being a block character in HOD's department for that particular one. I never thought of that. We do have 2 receptions available to us, which is always the case, and something that's always very nice. Beyond the Shadow just doesn't seem to cut it anymore. Unfortunately. Which is deeply unfortunate. How much health you got? Not much. Not much. If I can bleed you enough, you can kill yourself. So, go. Of course. Wow, that actually worked. But so did that, Jesus Christ. You know, I'd like to roll more than the fucking minimum number. How many times do I actually have to say that? Roll more than the fucking minimum number. I didn't actually get any bleed out that time because 2 of us got staggered because fuck me! I'm not allowed to have fun! I have to sit here and fucking suffer! Every single time! Oh, fucking course. I'm not allowed fun. Nope, no fun here. I have to roll the fucking lowest number every goddamn time! Yeah, I knew she was dead. That was obvious. Thanks. And you have 1 stagger, and you need to defend against 2 people. Guess what? That's not gonna fucking happen, because I'm not allowed bonus speed. They have to roll maximum speed every single time. I'm not allowed to roll more than fucking minimum. Because... why? Because why? Game. Because why? Okay. Damn it. Had to be a fucking tiny number. How? No, game! +2 power does not mean they can roll a fucking 9 on an ability that has 5! It means 7! Work out your numbers! Thanks, game. Because that was fucking bullcrap. The dice hadn't rolled yet, and I somehow do that? No! Fuck you! So it looks like this game has decided it wants to go impossible mode. So I'm going to have to try and find time in the week to farm up the levels required to stand a chance at this. I have no idea how I'm going to do that, but we'll have to see. So everyone, it looks like I'm all out of time for today's episode. So what can I say other than thank you all for... I don't even think I enjoyed today that much. No, I enjoyed today. It's just that fucking ending was bullcrap. If an ability is 2 to 5, it does not roll a fucking 9! Ever! So I'm afraid that until the next time, it is time for me to bid thee all farewell, good day, and finally, good night.